What is the best bike for a new young rider? Watch this video. Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. I hope you're all well. Very quick video here on the next generation bikers, really. Who is going to be riding motorcycles in the future? If you're a young rider, you're wanting to learn how to ride, what is going to be the best bike for you? What is going to be the best bike that's going to see you into the next 5-10 years, or potentially a whole lifetime of riding motorcycles or riding two-wheeled modes of transport? Well, for the young rider now, there's lots of choice. There's lots of choice whether you want to go for petrol driven or whether you want to go electric. Obviously now we're also talking about hybrid bikes as well. There are other fuels that could be coming onto the market in the future. So it really depends what kind of options are going to be available to you in terms of, you're a new rider, what kind of two-wheeled modes of transport can you have? But let's just say, for example, you want to get on the road riding motorcycles. So again, you can have electric or you can have a petrol-driven bike right now. Well, first of all, when you're learning, you're going to have to get onto a bike, two-wheeled mode of transport, that is low-powered, low kilowatt power, low cc, low small engine size, because there's going to be limitations, legal limitations of the size of motorcycle that you can ride as a learner or below a certain age, for example. So you're going to have to pick a bike that is small enough that you fit as well. If you watch my previous videos when I talked about new lady riders, the same thing applies here. You need to find a bike that you fit comfortably and the bike fits you in terms of you be able to reach the handlebars, the controls, can your feet touch the floor easily, that kind of thing. So it has to fit you and you have to be able to ride it comfortably. You have to be able to have the strength to be able to manhandle that bike or physically handle that bike. But once you've got past that learner stage, then again, there could be a tendency for you to say, I want to jump up to a really big bike. It really depends on what other restrictions are on you in terms of age, in terms of cc. Some countries may place a limit on what power motorcycle that you can ride below a certain age. But let's just say that is out the way now and you've got unlimited access to any motorcycle that you want. Doesn't necessarily mean that you should go for the biggest bike, the fastest bike. One of the key problems here is also about your development as a person. You can easily, especially boys, especially young men, can easily go beyond their talent or step beyond their talent, and they can think they're a lot better than they are, and they're more risk takers in general, and the frontal lobe or whatever it is isn't as developed. So young women tend to make more rational decisions where young men tend to make less rational decisions. So it'd be easy to get onto a big bike or to get onto any bike and go as fast as you can. But you want to try and keep that in check. When you passed your test and you're on the road, you want to always treat this as a learning experience. You've got to learn how to ride and keep on learning. And incrementally build up your experience on where you ride and how you ride. Now, what kind of bike should you be going for? Well, again, I would say incrementally step up. It's very easy to say, right, I'm riding a 125 right now. I'm going to jump up to a 1000cc bike and away I go. You have no experience of riding at that speed, or most people, 99% of people, do not have experience of riding that kind of bike, riding with that amount of power and going that fast. So you really need to build up to that. It's just like anything in life. You need to take steps to build up to it. So therefore, your next bike should be something in the region of about a 300, 400, 500cc bike. Nothing more than that. Because you really need to be able to build up your speed and build up your ability to handle that bike, handle the increased weight, ride in all sorts of weather conditions. Once you've got experience on that bike, then you would go for something else. But again, it always comes down to finding the right bike for you in terms of fit. Does it fit you? Do you fit the bike? Also, are you going to be taking passengers as well? Just as I said, as a new lady rider, as a new rider, just be very careful about taking passengers with you. Only do it if you really must, because you really need to be thinking about their safety and their enjoyment as well. That's not to say that you can't, of course, but just be very careful with it. As I said in the previous video, whenever I take somebody on the back with me, I actually ride a lot slower and a lot more conservatively, because I'm thinking about their enjoyment, but I'm also thinking about their safety as well. And that's exactly what you've got to be thinking as well, about their enjoyment, about their safety on whoever's on the back with you. But the kind of bike that you get is really going to have to factor in for all these other variables. Are you going to be taking people with you? Are you going to be carrying things? Do you need boxes on the side? What kind of roads are you going to be riding? What kind of weather are you going to be riding in? What kind of distances are you going to ride as well? So if you go up to, let's say, a 500cc bike, 600cc, something like that, a mid-range bike as your maximum, that's still going to be fast enough to get onto the open road, to get onto the motorways, to go longer distances. Perfectly fine bikes. You don't have to go for the big bikes. You don't have to go for the really expensive bikes, or, you know, really high powered bikes with big engines at 1700cc and all that kind of stuff. You don't need it. It's, you know, it's nice to have. It's great to have. It's nice to graduate up to that, or to build yourself up to it over a few years or over a couple of years. But initially, you get your learner motorcycle. Once you're done with that, get something that's up to 500cc. Don't get anything more than that. And certainly I would say, as a new rider, don't buy a brand new motorcycle as your first bike, because guaranteed you'll outgrow it quite quickly. So then you'll want to go on to something else. Now, it could be within a year you'll say, yeah, I've had enough of this bike. I don't want a 500cc now. I want a 750 or 1000 or a 1200cc, whatever it is, if the laws allow you to do that, of course. But a 500cc, 600cc is more than enough. If you like what I do here, keep on watching the videos. Don't forget, you can go to the website, RevelatorAlf.com, for all the motorcycle books, and there you got the merchandise and t-shirts and everything like that. With that, I'll catch you again, another video coming very soon. Bye now.